queen swing? What kind of messages are you trying to get?
Swing.
Are you a swinger? Would you be a swinger?
No. Handing my wife off to somebody crazy.
So for the topic, being a swinger.
Today's topic, swinging.
Swing.
How do we do it? Give a shout out to my boy Joshy Swing. So, how to do this? No, that's not what this shirt means. Hey guys,
We're back. Welcome to our channel. We're back with you with another topic. Today we're kind of gonna focus on what marriage really is.
Yes.
Versus the image that everybody kind of has of marriage.
4 things that you think that's gonna happen before you get married, and what actually ends up happening when you get married. So here are these 4 things. Number 1 is
that all issues are just gonna go away just because you're married.
false.
False. Absolutely false.
If you had the problems before you got married, most likely they're gonna be amplified when you're married.
Absolutely. It's definitely going to be amplified. That was good. That's going to be amplified because you think, oh, we got married, so that person is just going to get it right. They're going to just stop doing that because we're married now, because I'm your wife now, or because I'm your husband now.
That's right.
You should know that you just need to stop doing this.
That's
That's definitely not the reality of it, because a lot of times it's the thought process is you met me like this. And I've been like this since I've been dating you. So why should I change now that we're married? And I feel like that's a big one.
Yes.
That a lot of people just think that things are just gonna disappear just because they're married. And it's not true, because you definitely have to put in the work. If there's an issue there, first of all, you need to address it while you're dating.
That's right.
So if it's something that you do not like or you're uncomfortable with, don't just ignore it because you don't want to chase the person away or push the person away. If you expressing to the person that, you know, I'm really not comfortable with this, or I really don't like this, and it's like a big deal, and they're like, oh, well, you know, you're nagging or whatever, then you probably need to adjust who you're with.
True. Number 2.
You don't have to change or make any adjustments or compromise just because you're married.
That's true. A lot of guys, no guys, maybe not just guys. When you're single, people have a single mindset and they don't transfer over into a marriage mindset. So all the decisions that you make, I know I struggle with this, and I still struggle with it after many years, that I'll make decisions on my own and not fully communicate it and hash it out with my wife. And that's a single person mindset, because you don't have no one to depend on. You don't have to worry about anybody, how it affects anybody. So just like, boom, if I'm not gonna go home straight from work. I'm gonna, hang out with friends, go to drink, or whatever it is that you do, and not communicate. You didn't have to worry about it when you were single. You just did it. And
right.
You didn't think, you just did it. And but some people carry that over to marriage, and then they just don't come home, and you have a spouse that would love to see you, haven't seen you all day, but you're gone, and so now that causes conflict.
And then you also sometimes you get worried, because it's like, my spouse got off at 5, now it's 6, now it's 7, now it's 8, and I still don't see you. Maybe I'm calling you, you're not picking up because either there's noise, or you're just kind of like, I'm okay, so there's no reason for you to be worried. And now I'm like panicking, like, oh my God, where is this person? And you just could have just picked up the phone, or even sent a text, hey, I'm not coming straight home, I'm just gonna go hang out with some friends.
I feel like this is some subliminal messages you're trying to send.
Why would
me.
it be a subliminal message? You go hang out with friends without
I don't, but just...
Okay. Are you trying to tell me something?
No, I'm just...
Okay.
It's true. But yeah, not only that, but scheduling, your finances, things to like your body. Like you're gonna do something to your body when you're single, that you just do it. But if it involves you're married now, you guys are one, and you know that has to be a conversation that you're gonna have. You know, I'm gonna do this. I'm going to, you know, whatever it may be. But that conversation needs to be hashed out so that you guys are on the same page. You're moving as one instead of just an individual person.
Numero tres. You're always gonna have sex. I feel like that's a huge one.
That's what she said.
This was, let me back up. First of all,
boy.
I had a couple of reasons why I got married, right? And I changed them, obviously. The reasons I got married, they were immature, right? The reason I'm married are now mature. I've, you know, when I was a child, now that I became a man, put away childish things. Anyway, I always believed I was gonna have sex every day. Legit, had it planned in my schedule. As soon as I get those rump rocking documents
Oh my God.
in my hand,
He said this in counseling.
once I get those documents, I am going to blaze trails each and every day. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that's a hard no. And if you have kids, for families that have kids,
Oh my God.
sure right now you're looking at your kids with disgust because you can't get it on.
Yes. Kids make, they really do, they put a damper in your sex life.
So let me speak to the married men. The obstacles that you have to avoid is way much more than a just a married couple or a single man trying to get some buns. You have to first avoid the children, right? And if you have multiple children, like me, I have 3 obstacles. So that's 3.
You have 5 fingers up.
3 obstacles. That's 1. All right. 2. Then we have to see if my wife is in the mood. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Then there's 4. 5. If there's 5, if you know, if you're physically able to get things going. Then there's 6. It could be snowing.
Oh my
8.
God.
It could. Where am I? 7.
The wind is
8.
blowing
The
too
wind is
hard.
blowing too hard. In-law might call and just send it all down the drain. So there's plenty of obstacles that will prevent you from getting it in.
That doesn't mean you don't have sex during marriage, though.
We'll take a brief commercial as my wife comes back.
2 hours later.
You're gonna make it worse.
Okay.
Please stop.
Okay.
Oh. Yo, why did you do that?
So I'll continue as she makes her way back. Okay. So yeah, it doesn't happen as often as you would like. That's why you have to make an effort to work. So there's actually couples that haven't had any relations in like years. They're still
That's
married.
not us, though. Like,
That's not us. That's not us.
I think we have a healthy sex relationship now, but there was definitely a rough road before.
Yes. Just didn't want none.
So that, listen.
Okay. So there's another obstacle if the birth control that you're on has side
This
effects.
is a real thing, though.
I'm not saying that it's not. Birth control has side effects, so then sometimes it's harder for the women.
My
to
husband
get there.
thinks that I have made up all these issues. Birth control really sometimes messes you up, especially
does. I
depending
see
on
it.
which kind. Be very careful in the type of birth control you use, because I have definitely used, I think, 3 different types, and they all affected me very differently. Very differently. Because there was one, I'm not gonna say it because I don't want any legal issues, but there was definitely one that I was on, and I had no sex drive whatsoever. Like if he went like this, I was like, I don't want sex. Like that's how I felt all the time. And as soon as I stopped, like within a month or two, I definitely was like, hey boo, like, you know, let's go take a walk, let's go in the car, let's go hide somewhere away from the kids. And it definitely was a difference. But that doesn't mean like once you get married you're not gonna have sex. I definitely feel like it's a lot easier when you don't have kids, because you don't have anybody knocking on the door or crying or any foolishness like that.
That's right.
And you don't have to deal with any hormones because you're not pregnant. So it's easier to have sex before kids.
And we'll have a separate thing on. We'll go deeper on sex, but you know, that's just don't believe.
It's not just gonna be wham bam.
Yeah, every
all
time.
the time, every
you come
second.
in, you know, she's half naked cooking you dinner and sexy stuff, which.
Before kids.
Number 4, living with someone is gonna be easy.
Or fun. All the time.
Yes. Okay.
It's not. Men are nasty. No, that's okay.
I mean, let's go check the cars.
First of all, whoa, we can do that because first of all, it's a proven fact. Even in like with teenagers, you'll go into a girl's room, her room is so neat, but her car is just a mess. Because I feel like women, we feel like we need a bunch of stuff with us. So we carry a bunch of stuff and we kind of just leave it in our cars. Versus guys, like that's my car. Like you guys take care of your car. Like that's your baby. It needs to be clean. So just in case a shorty come through, I could give her a ride. Like
that's facts.
But then your room smells like a foot. A dirty, nasty,
smelled like
rotten
a foot when we were dating. My room didn't smell like a foot.
We were dating. How about when you were younger? Or when you were single?
We're not talking about that. This video is not to the younger. This is for the
I'm just saying that you tried to bring up the cars.
But yeah, so everyone has their thing. Not even just men, not like a male and female, like a marriage. But just living with anyone in general people have their things. Like people grew up in their different experiences. She grew up with all her family members, so like a ball of people. If you guys are watching, I love you guys very dearly. All hundreds of you. So they grew up all together, and it was just my family. So like when it comes to like noise and you know people popping up, it was just different. We just treat it differently, and so those are kind of things that
I was okay with it.
Yes.
Like I'm okay with I was okay. Now I realize I'm in a marriage, so my family can't just pop up whenever they feel like it. I have to kind of tell them, you know, you have to give me a little call or a text because maybe my husband is just not in the mood for visitors.
Yes.
Maybe he just wants to walk around in his underwear and not have to worry about it. So that was definitely adjustment for me. Because like he said, I grew up in a house with all of my cousins, people walking in and out as they please, go in people's rooms, borrow stuff. So I was used to a lot of people around and a lot of noise all the time. And for him, it was more quiet.
You had your space and you had your times, you know. Yeah. Those kind of things. I don't think we have the toilet seat up and down issue. We don't have that.
No, but we do have a wet towel issue that he takes his wet towel and puts it on top of my dry towel. So then now when I finish taking a shower, I can't even use a dry towel. I have to use a wet, damp towel because he refused to put it on the hook that's right next to it. There's 2 hooks. 1, 2. This is my hook. This is his hook. His hook is empty, and he puts his towel on top of mine, and now I don't have a dry towel. Hi, baby.
Have these tough questions before you get married. Seek counseling. Find someone that's trained. Again, not
just your church pastor.
Not just your church pastor, unless he's trained and qualified to do these things.
Like and subscribe. Come here, Peanut. Hi, everybody. My hair is always crazy. Say
Yes.
like and subscribe. Please. Bye-bye.
So bye bye. We'll see you guys next time.